Map 3 between Espionage and forZe. It looked like forZe were going to run away with this series after a dominant showing on Nuke, but Espionage bouncing back in style on Inferno, looking much like we expected them to in this series. So taking each other's map picks, we now lead to the decider.
Looks like Espionage won the knife as well, so starting on CT. Very fast play. In towards middle. Red not being spammed, but double donut with the dual Berettas. Okay, it works out perfectly. Well, it did for a second. Trades are immediate out of forZe's shelf player in Cabby is being distracted quite a lot, which means, whilst it is a 2-on-2, the bomb can go down.
Yeah, it's only just about going to get down, though. Gokushima is 100% dead. Oh, he gets away. Now he's dead.
No, he's
what?
not.
No
What?
way. How does he live? 2 HP. And he gets that kill. I think, did he get both of the kills? No, he just got the one. That is crazy. But yeah, forZe take the pistol.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened. I guess the other player hit the headshot in towards CT. I thought it was a 2-on-2. But my goodness me, like the fact that Gokushima is so low just about hits the timing to the point where he can get across and then delivers a devastating headshot with the P250 is something you don't account for, really, if you're Espionage. I like the idea that they brought to that pistol round. The fact the red player isn't spamming, but he waits because he knows that there's 2 players in Donut. They've both got the dual Berettas. I feel like the argument for Espionage in their downfall that round is the fact that they both swung together and they didn't kind of wait for forZe to get a little bit closer, because the Glock, a longer range compared to the dual Berettas, is going to win out those engagements. But I like the idea. It just didn't quite pan out as expected.
Yeah, and that's my favorite T-side fist round as well, the classic mid through donut. The pace that the T's can put on always looks good, despite the double donut setup with the dual Berettas, which is, it's a lot of pistols to have in donut. Couldn't quite get it done against the Glocks at close range, who overwhelmed the P250 of Gokushima. Doing a lot of work, so he gets himself an AK as a reward. Actually forgoes head armor, because he obviously kept his armor from that first round, but preferring to prioritize the AK. And it's just the USP. There's no force from Espionage. They definitely could have forced, considering it came down to a 2-on-2, but I think they want to play the long game here. Don't want to get a reset early.
Yeah, I like the fact as well that forZe are just running a very similar round to what they were doing before. Result is there, can just pick up the pieces. Okay, a couple of kills come back over, but the rifles ultimately aren't recoverable. Bomb can now go down. It's a 3-on-2 that Espionage won't attempt. They'll just look for exits or potentially a retrieval mission for the Galils.
Get another kill and you've definitely done your job. Considering it was just 5 USPs, walking out A mains. Pretty cool little way to do it. Can't quite get that extra kill. Celta doubles up and forZe keep it relatively clean, keeping their 3 rifles in play. And now Espionage can get out the rifles that they were waiting for. The notable exception, obviously, going to be the AWP, but we're not going to see that, at least in the early stages, from either team.
I wonder how aggressive Espionage are going to be on the CT side, because Inferno was quite reserved, it's quite passive, but I feel like you can't really do that on Ancient. You've got to fight for middle, you can't give over the ground. It looks like they're going to do it. Straight through red, double mollies, Celta is out, and Smoke extinguishes it as well, but it will be missed to find in that opening kill. So good fight here in towards mid. There will be a trade, and tell you what, Cabby, that's a lot of pace through the cave.
Yeah, the big issue there for forZe is that you have no space over towards B. You can see the smokes on the mini-map where they've thrown the deep smokes in towards both in front of cave on the right-hand side, but also the door smoke, just to completely lock out forZe if they were in B and allow for that ledge swing, which was necessary to get that mid control back into their favor. But Gokushima has found the gap. The issue is, he's with the bomb in towards Temple. CT currently is open. Push from the CT through Red Room. So they are going to root around. Gokushima was kind of hoping someone would walk through Temple, that he could put it back into the 2-on-2. He said Shalfey's going to be in charge of getting space in towards Donut, because they have to plan exposed to it. And he's about to get caught looking the wrong way. Gokushima with a quick trade, but he has a lot on his shoulders here. Brought down low already.
Well handled as well. The fact that you just concede the space in Donut because you've got the A main player. Gokushima should not be ready for Quez swing, and the bomb not
Ooh,
even
bomb
going
denied.
down. Yeah, really important for Espionage, and I really like the way they managed that. The double push in towards red at the same time as your player is pushing through T spawn. It just means that Quez can either keep going on his journey through A main, or if things get a little bit tricky in towards mid, if there's contact, if there's trades, he can then come through on the backlines towards elbow. There's always a plan in place there for Espionage. And yet again, just conceding the space as soon as Gokushima gets that trade onto one of the players and towards Donut, waiting for Quez to activate his position, a resounding success.
Fast B. All 5 of forZe over towards the B side of the map. And with the limited buy, you can see why they've opted to go for this. Although Quez just wants to get active. You can see the utility to support him. He's swinging on through, but shalfey tucked into the corner, gets that kill back. Now the bounce around the corner, but Cabby holding strong, gets away with 1 HP. Eventually ran down by Tania. And Lucky, great HE. That is perfect. He's eventually dealt with, but he's done a lot of damage onto shalfey. Keeps it in a 2-on-2, and Mr. edging through that smoke. Iceberg on a rotation too, but forZe, they're getting tricky with it. They've walked into cave.
They want to clear middle. They want to make sure that no one's there. And actually, they're just going to leave. They're going to vacate and run away. Didn't see anyone flanking. Okay, well, it has to be a deep one. Or they've got a group in towards CT. There's a time in there, and they've taken it.
And it didn't get hurt either. Iceberg was almost close enough, but couldn't quite hear them as they started to run away. Now 2-on-2 in the retake. No kit. Notable. Gokushima has a lovely little angle in towards Temple. Both CTs going to be coming towards him, and they're being loud about it. He's ready for the fight. Falls back a little bit. They swing straight into him. Can't quite get the double, but he does a lot of damage onto Iceberg. Spoken towards Donut, but that's not where this final T is, and shalfey blindsides Iceberg.
Much better on the afterplant there for forZe as well. The fact that they are playing in tradable positions. We saw a lot on Inferno that their afterplants were made pretty redundant by Espionage and the amount that they were able to get with very minimal utility. Gokushima hears them. I like the fact he takes a step back as well, because not only is he changing his angle or making it a little bit more unpredictable, but it also enables shalfey to be able to swing from A main to potentially drag these players out of that close choke point. Really good mid-round by the T side. Earns them a 3rd one on the board. Money limited for Espionage, but they're able to grab together a buy. Utility left wanting, as with weaponry. Cabby already naded, and Quez gets caught off guard by Spam, but they're behind. They're pushing. Tania, he's stuck.
That is not a place you often see smoked off. Gokushima finds Cabby, result falls, and this full spike starting to fall apart. Lucky is the only one over here. These smokes are wacky. That one also a bit funky and towards short, but not going to be a big deal. Espionage are going to group up their 4-spied players. And this force is going to be a big issue for Espionage. Obviously, they're going to have an okay buy into the next with these 3 weapons, but it's not going to be great. There's potential they're going to be staring down a very strong T side from forZe with the way things are going.
And if you're forZe, you don't hunt this whatsoever because your money's the #1 priority. You don't need to go looking for SMGs. You've heard them rattle off shots. Tania felt the pressure initially. They all exit through spawn, but I doubt they're going to progress too much further down the choke point. No, instead just tucking in and making sure they don't die to the bomb explosion themselves. So again, good macro management here for forZe. 4 rounds to 1. They're keeping things very consistent here. And after dropping the ball on one of these 4 spy rounds from Espionage, I make sure the same doesn't happen again.
Shalfey's still got the Mac 10, and he's in a prime position if he wants to go up B. forZe know that they're dictating the pace at the moment. They know Espionage are on the back foot economically, and you can just put your foot down on their neck. And looks like they're going to do just that again. Another pacey play over towards B. Going quick towards Cave this time around, where Mr. is there with the 5-7 in armor. But he's forced back immediately, and there are only 2 defenders on this side of the map.
They heard him taking the molly as well, which is why you've got this spam coming through.
Yeah, they're flustered. More flames forward. Rotations have come quickly because forZe haven't pounced. So there are actually going to be 4 defenders here. Smokes are good. It's going to isolate some of these fights. Mister with the 5-7. Getting the support from the MP9 of Quez, but he's only good for the 1. And a result has caught another through the smoke. Tania is hearing this player in towards mid as well, going over towards red. So he can calm that one on over. Make you feel a bit more comfortable about planting.
Yeah, this retake shouldn't have the legs to kind of get it over the line. However, Cabby has just spammed out Gokushima behind default. Result now looking, already wounded from previous encounters, jumping through the smoke. This time, though, isn't going to catch him off guard. In Cabby's position, completely no. Nice shot, 1v1. There's still time. There's a kit to near swings and will hit the shot with the AK. That gets dicey.
Yeah, unlucky for Cabby there, because as he started to sort of cross forward, that was when Tania starts to move on in and just eludes the vision on ramp. Catching him on the off angle. Does get a little bit closer than you'd think, considering it was barely anything into that round for Espionage. Just those saved MP9s and a couple of 5-7s. Not even armor on all of the players. And again, Espionage's economy woes continue. We still don't get to see Lucky on the AWP, and we know how dominant he can be. We saw how strong he was on Inferno. And a big part of why they struggled so much on Nuke was that they just never were able to get the sniper out.
That's a great flash. That is a fantastic flash over the top and towards Shelf from Result. Shalfey gets the first kill. Mid control's been gathered by the CT side at a bare minimum. But now with Shelf under forZe's control, they can poke and prod in towards Cave, and the molly does even more damage and even more space being gained by the T side. Look at how far they've creeped forward, and they're not ready for this. Quez runs out of bullets. And suddenly, forZe yet again, they're in B.
That one's brutal. Oh, this HE, that's going to get a kill. 100%. And look at the damage it did to Celta. Puts it into the 3-on-3. Mid is an interesting engagement. Okay, it's no longer interesting because it's done. So Neil was kind of out in the open looking for a fight, and he found his fight. Wasn't what he was hoping for. Gokushima with the AWP behind default. He's feeling the pressure because there are 3 CTs about to be coming towards him, and he's solo. He just has to lock down a single angle. Out towards long. The flash is perfect, but the shot even better. Flicking as he's blind. Being peppered by shots, but he steps up and can't quite hit the follow-up. Celta smoked off, tries to line up the spam. Lucky just gets off the bomb. Iceberg's diffusing from a bit of an off angle, so he can't quite get spammed. And Lucky finds Celta through that smoke.
Yeah, good retake. The issue you've got there is that Gokushima is so trapped on site, and the player needs to be in a more proactive position there in Celta, trying to help him out a little bit. But he rotates forward towards ramp. He's smoked off. That's not really his fault. But if he was over towards Cave in the first place, he could maybe swing on some of these contacts. He could maybe take a little bit of the heat off to allow Gokushima to reposition a little bit wider. Was trapped in there the moment he planted the bomb, and with limited utility, the issue compounds further. Finally, we get to see it. A good retake out of Espionage. 30 seconds as well to talk things over. The first time they've called a pause first in this series. Now they're hoping it weaves its way into something more fruitful. Combinations, tying and stringing these rounds together. That's the most important thing. It can't just be here or there, because their economy, it will suffer as a consequence.
But hey, Lucky, free up. He'll be very happy for that one. Gives him the space to drop a rifle over to his teammate. He's going to be starting over towards A. He's fast out towards mid. Tania wants to charge on through. The flashbang was good. Fully blinded was Iceberg, but didn't matter. Still finds the kill, and Mister with that trade. Lucky gets his. And then the opening barrage of bullets. It's Espionage that stand tall.
Flashes was so late there for forZe. They've already dropped the molly that dropped the smoke that prevents the molly, but the flashbangs that were supposed to come over the top to help assist them in taking the donut space just weren't there. And as a result, you can have this double setup from Espionage, just survive and just buy so much time. Really like this reposition out of Mister. Such a difficult off angle for us to try and predict. He even spots the shadows on the move. They line up and somehow he doesn't get one whatsoever. But they're still so low, it doesn't matter. It should be okay. Gokushima can't quite get the jump on Quez, but will at the second time of asking. Bomb's still on his back and a pathway to B.
Okay, let's see. 5 HP in a dream. Cabby fasting towards cave. Gokushima just got to bait it out, see if he can find the kill. But now the time is there. Oh, and Cabby was adjusting. He comes through with the smoke. Sorry, utility. And he falls. Lucky just needs a single bullet to do it. Molotov thrown in his position known. Gokushima just needs to get the timing right. Lucky's being loud and Lucky just swings around the corner. Thought about going to pick up the AWP, but just wants to get the round on through. But that gets a little bit out of hand.
That should never be a Gokushima round to win. And even in the 1v1, you actually feel like he's going to pick it up. Was trying to outmaneuver Lucky. Knows that as soon as the molly comes down from the short side, the player's probably going to cross back to long. But Lucky second guesses it. And 30 seconds again, you just have to take a breather here if you're Espionage. The pressure will still be applied. forZe will continue to buy this. They'll continue to try and squeeze every last drop of economy out of the CT side. And they're making it work, to be fair to them. It's a lot of damage, and it's a lot of damage that really could have been avoided. We spoke, this is the same round in which forZe, it felt like they fumbled a little bit in towards mid at the start, and it ends still with one player surviving. No AWP, because the defuse had to be locked in.
It's the AK is held on to. Yeah, Lucky would love that AWP. forZe's buy is not great. They have a chance to reset the economy. In fact, that's going to be the situation no matter which way this goes. So they're an important round for both teams, but Espionage almost more important. Given they're on the back foot, Mister wants to get aggressive early. Going up over towards ledge, flash over the top. Cabby comes to support him, but that's a loud space in. Oh, Quez getting pushed off the angle. The Tech 9 just charging on through and keeping him at bay, but the kills coming forward for the advantage for the CTs. Quez catching Result through that smoke. I believe the bomb was spotted at main because that's where the aggressive fight was taken. You can see forZe are trying to set a bit of a fake setup. Try and sell the illusion that it was B with speed, but in fact it was A, the intended target. shalfey, though, almost had an opportunity. That was the moment that forZe could come back into this round. Instead, it's Celta. A nice little gush, but not a kill. They know where he is. Flames forward. Perfectly lands on the box. And Lucky's bullet perfectly through his head.
Yeah, unfortunate there for forZe, because the idea was to put so much commotion up towards B that the bomb just slips its way out, and then from there, the players are going to run through the CT utility and take the space from behind, and then you've got to pinch on towards that A bomb site. But instead, Espionage get aggressive in towards A main. They want to have a quick flank on for spawn. They end up finding the ultimate prize, the bomb, and denial of the plant. Just Tech 9s. Should be even Stevens here after this one. And a much more aggressive face out of Espionage on the CT side, which I think is really good and necessary, especially a team like forZe, because they will take the space if you give it to them.
Oh, okay. Result kicks things off with a nice deagle. Up onto Cabby. Lucky gets the spam through the smoke. You're just asking for it, walking into that smoke. Nice shot from Mister. They slowly pick them apart, despite losing that first kill. His deagle's not getting a lot of work done just yet. Espionage would love to keep this clean going into the final rounds of the half.
And they should. Like, realistically, it's going to take unbelievable deagle shots to orchestrate this. They're going to have to swing together. They're going to go in towards Lucky, and then Mister can just turn around on a sixpence. Not even needed. And Quez at the bottom of ramp. It's very simple. It's exactly what's necessary. And despite the opening kill fall in favor to Result, he will drop right at the tail end. The scoreline is evened up once more. And for forZe, I feel like the breaking point for Espionage, the weakest point that they found so far has been this B bomb site. And it feels like attention should be really shifting over there, which would leave gaps maybe in towards middle, in towards A. You see that Lucky's already lining up insta smoke to go by the bottom of the doors, trying to just stave off some of this pressure.
Quite a cool smoke, isn't it? But they are going to respect it, actually. Only for a moment. Mid control taken by Espionage early. They're starting to get into a comfortable routine on the CT side. Maybe looking for a change up as they start to aggress down the ramp. Cabby finds Result on that expedition. Lucky comes over just to make sure that no one's pushing out Cave on that timing. Espionage find themselves an opener, but not for long. Gokushima. Nice timing on that spam. Catches out Mister.
Is Lucky gonna... No. I thought he was thinking about walking through the smoke. Oh, this is a very interesting predicament to be in. A wall separates two of these players. It looks like Cabby's going to come over. Espionage been doing a lot in the mid round. Coming over, looking for kills. Oh, knee spotted. Should be the freebie for Lucky, and it is. This B bomb site is about to be under siege, and it's up to Quez to try and defend it.
Great job from Lucky being thorough. Quez has teammates rotating, and he gets that first fight easily. Traded out. He's done his job. Lucky knows shalfey is stuck on the side. Great blow on the HE. Almost actually gave an opportunity for Gokushima to find Lucky, but a fast response, and shalfey gets locked out, and Espionage take the lead by 1.
I like the idea. You're blowing open the smoke. You're giving a little bit of an element of surprise, but Gokushima can't capitalize off the back of it. This mid-rounded out of Espionage, hunting in packs, pushing together, taking the initiative away from forZe, denying them of deep map control. It really is working, and it's a testament to how they've been adjusting here in the series. Result just running through. Oh, for 2. That's one way to stop Lucky. Bullets to the head with the SMG. To near up close. The flashbang is exceptional. And suddenly, well, forZe are in, and they've won the round. They've done it.
All right, well, that was an easy way to end the half. Apparently, just run at them is the answer. Don't give Espionage space. They can't take it. Dominance on the final round for a 6-6 scoreline, close as can be on this deciding map.
all level here between Espionage and forZe. Not a single round between them. And the closest scoreline we've seen yet, which we did allude to before we went back into this third map, Lucy, and it is really living up to the hype.
Yes, this is the opposite of a caster curse, Brandon. This is like a caster manifestation, where you said that both will wipe out, so this one will be as close as can be. Well, we've manifested a very exciting game here on Ancient. And this is a very different pistol round to what forZe brought to the table, which was incredibly pacey and mid. This is a lot slower. This is a stack on B. Missed up. Going to be leading that around. Going to spot out shalfey. Oh, they're going to pounce and they're going to walk straight into a stack here if they go, but no, not committing. And now they're going back over towards A with this control in towards A main. It's a single player in Donut. Seltzer has a lot on his shoulders and he can hear players coming from every direction. And Mr. slams one to the face. We've also got Iceberg holding for the rotations, catching out one of his own. Might even get the double, and in fact, he does. So a different taste for the T-side pistol. And it works out well for Espionage so far.
I really like that. Oh, Tanir. Nice shot, but you got this flanking from Iceberg. It feels like this round is always going to go Espionage's way. There's no kit, and there's no kills either. I like the fact that, look, you've applied the pressure in towards B, not only just with the utility, but you fought in towards cave. So much so that you forced all of these CT players back in towards the bomb site, which means they're completely devoid of all intel. Seltzer can't move a muscle. You've got Quez that is really far pressed in towards A main that can make a move as soon as all the utility flows in. It's a really well choreographed routine for Espionage. They're able to make it work. Full eco. Before, it's very similar to what we saw out of Espionage as well. They want all the guns ASAP.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that happened the other way around. And this round's going to be pretty anticlimactic, I'm afraid, Brandon, because Espionage had a little walkthrough into B and found it completely empty. So now Iceberg can go a little bit further afield. See if we can find a few friends to frag. There's one. There's another. Does get dinked, so that might end his little adventure. Maybe pass the Mac 10 over. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Now it's Quez's turn.
And you've just seen they're on USPs, so why not go and hunt them, especially with the SMG? All the bonus money just means that an AWP can be brought out earlier. At the same time, you don't really want to give them away a Galil. But I really wouldn't mind Quez just going for a little bit of an adventure here. Out towards CT. Has a little bit of a peek, spots them. And traps them. Go on. $600, in fact. Make it $1,200. Nicely done.
Beautiful second round for Espionage, and now forZe have to fight from the back foot. That's a bit of a bonus for Espionage, but not really, because they invested so many rifles in anyway. It's only Quez that has the Mac 10, so actually not too bad at all. Some smokes coming out from Espionage, one towards cave, but one towards red, which to me indicates they're going to go fast in towards mid.
Oh.
Good dink. Because Mister's a little bit sore after that one. But Cabby gets control. And I really like this decision, actually. Just sorry to cut you off there, but I think it's really cool to go for the fast mid into this round, knowing that the forZe's util isn't going to be great.
I thought what's interesting about this as well is how passive forZe have actually played this. We've been associating them all series long with how aggressive they're being. And instead, it's just a soul spam, and yet it still finds a dink. They're now draining all of the utility just by going quiet, though, Espionage. Look at this from forZe. They have one smoke left at the 1 minute mark.
Now, Espionage have a lot of space to work with, although they don't necessarily know it. They've only gained lane and mid, but that can often be enough now to make the CTs feel suffocated. And a split onto A would be the perfect answer. Flashbang is going right, though. Gokushima just gets free fights. 2 flashbangs were thrown and neither of them for the position he was holding. Spots that iceberg as well. And Celta steps in for that kill because the A main hit didn't come through. A little bit disjointed or espionage. At least they have a smoke forward to block off one of these angles, but this plays in every direction. Getting this bomb down is going to be impossible.
Good mid-round there. But yeah, you're right. It's just that it feels like, look, Espionage are in complete control of that round. They've got all of the space. forZe don't know what's going on, so they have to play these very passive long-range angles. But the flashbang should have been well placed. It really should have been just completely in the doorway, so Gokushima would have been blind. And it just misses. And the fact that it misses just means that he gets the double kill. And the round completely crumbles from that point onwards. In fact, forZe don't lose a single player in any of those engagements.
At least technically it was a bonus round. So Espionage still have a healthy buy into this one. And they're going to try A again. 3 players in towards main. You got some extremity players that can try and catch the rotates at the end. And Celta, oh, he wants to get ahead of it, but has to fall back, has to respect this utility. And Iceberg spotted, trying to get an advanced position. Oh, great little blow on the HG, but not enough bullets in the chamber. The bomb goes down, and it has to be a retake. But Gokushima just spraying gets another.
Look at this as well. The mid player's being held for. Cabby's about to walk forward, and he finds all of them. How has he done that then? And Quez just cleans up in temple. I was about to say, Tanir's in the perfect position for this. It doesn't matter too much. No, it really does. Cabby finds every single one of those kills in mid.
What an incredible performance from Cabby. That round looked done. It was the 3-5. Gokushima catches 2 players just as the bomb goes down, and you feel that forZe are in the perfect position for the retake. The Quez locks down temple, and Cabby completely closes off mid. Espionage.
I can't believe they were holding for it as well. Now, this is the most aggressive we've seen shalfey in towards middle.
Spotted. Celta 1 for 1. Oh, an iceberg. What a swing. A miss from Gokushima. And forZe start to crumble. This was a forZe investment. They brought the AWP into this. Seeing what Gokushima has been doing this entire series. He has 17 kills. Top of the server. But doesn't get to get active in this round. Cabby's locked out B. Surely about to win this fight. Oh, timing. Never mind. Cabby looking clean with it. Espionage on to double digits.
Cabby has been incredibly impactful in the last couple of rounds. Obviously, you talk about the triple kill, but it's the space he's taken on the other side of the map whilst all the chaos is unfolding. That time forZe, they push mid, they push A main. So there's notably going to be a space on this B side of the map, and Cabby completely takes it away from him. It doesn't matter that all the kills have already fallen in favor towards Espionage, although it helps a great deal. It just means that they can just reset. Well, we know they're going to be rotating towards A. We've killed A main. We've killed the donut player. Kill the player pushing down middle. They have no information. They've just seen us and the bomb outside A. Cabby's got all of the ground we could ever want and hope for. It's a perfect rotation. And it just feels like Espionage are completely playing with them right now. It feels like they are understanding what forZe are looking to do, and they are punishing them at every single opportunity.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing in that round in particular, because you can see forZe were going for a more aggressive A setup, and that's the round that Espionage decided to start 2 over towards A. So even though Celta gets that kill, he's straight out immediately, and Iceberg is in such a forward position because he managed to get ahead of Celta that Gokushima is just caught completely off. So great to see this variance coming out of Espionage, because the big struggle for them early on in this series was the lack of variance and being able to deal with what forZe was showing on their CT sides, but looking a little bit different this time around.
Yeah, they learned a lot from Inferno as well, and even Nuke. You can see already the adjustments that were being set in place on Inferno, but Ancient is just completely different. It feels like, look, even with that flash play, right, in towards Donut, the fact that Gokushima gets a couple of those kills, like, that wouldn't have happened normally if the flashbang just lands properly. Espionage have been, honestly, in complete control. They've just knocked down Gokushima off the AWP into the Deagle. And now we get the game to be resumed. And for forZe, they're a breaking point.
Certainly seems it. Past that mid goes Iceberg. And he gets the kill solo in towards mid and wins it out. That's result removed. And yes, it is just pistols remaining. So Espionage should be able to get this, but a couple of kills do come through. Recovered AK for shalfey does some work. 3v2. Espionage just need to navigate this, but another AK picked up. No armor for gokushima. Critical.
Feels like they have to go B because of the space they just lost in towards mid. And gokushima and shalfey are getting ahead of this. But Espionage are waiting. They're dropping utility and they're being patient. forZe walk straight into them. A really well-timed slowdown, and Espionage earn themselves an 11th.
Yeah, great stuff from Quest just to close it out there. 11-7. Espionage, it really felt like they were out of this series. Like they just never logged into it on Nuke. But what a difference we've seen in these last two maps. This T side only conceding a single round so far. And that was to a bit of a utility fumble, as mentioned. shalfey wants to get active in towards mid. He has support. 3 players are here. Same can be said for this T side. Oh, great Molotov. Cabby, he's feeling the pressure. A smoke comes through to support him, so he doesn't have to swing. And oh, jeez. shalfey hits the headshot, but missed out with the better weaponry.
Oh, Celta nearly finding that trade. You can see, look, it's still patient. You've made the first move. You've responded. Sure, you've dealt with Cabby in the corner. But you felt like his time was numbered anyway. A 4-on-4, a complete reset here. And yet again, what are we lacking here for forZe? Information. They vacated cave, but they don't know about shelf. Well, it's currently being occupied. You don't know about middle. That's why gokushima has to go and walk into it, has to go and clear it.
Into B they go. Rotations are fast, but the smoke is going to land. In a good position, Tania wanting to get ahead. That flashbang's so good. Iceberg finds 2 players blinded by it. And that's given space on through. Result does get the kill back. Mr. Low, but it doesn't matter. Crouches around the corner. Result removes Celta. He's found a double, and the spray almost finds a third. And maybe, just maybe, this hero play could be what brings forZe back into this map. Quez is tucked into the corner. Celta taps the bomb, hoping for the bait out. Wants to swing on it, but Quez doesn't need to reveal himself, and a quick headshot denies the heroics of Celta.
Yeah, nice try from Celta. I really like the way he plays that. The fact that he gets on the bomb, gets off it, but doesn't step, doesn't reveal that he's actually quite far away. He's hoping for a footstep over towards the cave. Doesn't get it. And Espionage, the timing of their utility there was perfect. I really like the idea from forZe, the fact that they counter flash back in towards B ramp, but Espionage weren't going to go until they had Iceberg coming out of cave, and then they still are creating this pincer. They're still making sure that they can have these players dead to rights if it comes at a cost of a trade. I really like that, and I really also like the proactivity of Iceberg, because he hears the flash over at B main. He thinks, okay, well, they're not going to be looking at cave then, are they? Goes straight through. Shoots them in the back of the head. It comes really close. But Espionage ultimately take it. They are on series point, and forZe need to win 5 in a row.
And like mentioned, only a single round on this CT side so far. And they've had some very close rounds where the opportunities were there, that one included. At least, until it came down to that final execute. But before the T's came in, there looked like there was decent setup for forZe. And now look, 4 Famises and an M4. Smokes, all that's really remaining, save those 2 flashbangs. But this is the deal setup. 4 players coming through main for the T side, but you've got 2 on site. 2 that can come through mid. forZe have a chance here.
Oh, can he see? Can gokushima see Iceberg? Well, we know about it now. It's all a bait. It's all trying to set up the player tucked in behind the box, and they're not ready for them whatsoever. gokushima even takes that first contact, but it's all Tanir in the feed. Gets both of those kills. Cabby, he's been fantastic on these B lurks, but this one is a step too far. What a setup from forZe. The fact that you start double donut, the fact that you've got 2 players on A just in case. It all works out perfectly, and yet again, a round that they win, it looks like they're keeping everyone alive. Oh, bar Celta.
That's a little unfortunate because the AK gets picked up, but the M4 gets lost, but it's only shalfey that ends up with a downgrade. Oh, he actually gets rid of the FAMAS. They know that they've got to win every single round, so why not get the better weaponry? And that wasn't just forZe getting lucky with a stack onto the A-bomb site. It was intentional design with the 2 players pushing through Donut to get the mid control, and a beautiful bait and switch on the side itself with limited utility too, being able to utilize the flashbangs of gokushima to set up his tucked in player. And that's beautiful from Celta. Immediately responds to the flashbang, knowing that that means the attack's coming in. Pre-self finds Cabby, and forZe are locking out this round as well.
Yeah, this is Espionage just trying to force it now. Just nading the smoke in towards middle, flashing over. Really nice angle from Result. Can't see his head by the shrubbery. But yeah, it feels like Espionage, they're just now not playing the same default rounds that they were to earn themselves the right to be on series point in the first place. That last round is an A execute. The round after that, it feels like we are throwing our head against a brick wall in towards middle. forZe are coming up with a success story. And now there's no money. There hasn't been any bomb plants in the last few rounds. It means it's just pistols. It means that forZe are now closing the gap. It's only potentially 2 steps away if they don't trip over their own shoelaces against the Tech 9s.
Well, Tech 9 has it's a deagle for Iceberg, and yeah, there's not much here. Oh. All that.
We're frozen.
We're frozen. No Tech 9. Gone. So this round's going to be reset. Where's shalfey off to? Yeah, there we go. The reset comes through. So I'll run that one back. Not that it's a particularly vital round, given that we know what Espionage have got in the bank.
It's in lucky. Even though it says lucky, we got 2 misters. So hopefully that's fixed very soon. Heard the reconnect, so I think we're good. Can forZe do this? Can they get to overtime, Lucy?
It's a lot to ask. 3 in a row required, but this first one's going to be a freebie, as we mentioned. So really, it's not that difficult. Lucky is back. You consider that this round should be a freebie. It's only really the 2 that they have to pick up. See if they can do it.
I'd love to see Espionage go for a play like towards the B bomb site, but through cave, because they've been getting a lot of mileage out of taking cave away from forZe, and I feel like that is a key piece of control that is earning them a lot of space. So I'd like to see that.
For Espionage, doing damage here is everything. forZe haven't built up the biggest bank, so if you can find kills just like that, you can make them sweat. make these future rounds a lot more doable. Tania holds strong. They would have loved to get a trade onto him, but player after player falls to the AK and Cave.
Yeah, really well handled there by Tania. And now it's only a matter of time before Lucky hits the deck as well. Swing from Result. They've done it. Only one casualty as well. Completely fine for forZe. Money still not there for an AWP on Lucky. So it has to be done with AKs. Has to be done with a Galil, one towards Mister. But he's got a full belt of utility. Crunch time approaching here for Espionage to try and close out this series. Their bye's not going to be great into the next round either. If they lose.
Strong B lane again. Gokushima's AWP is getting active. Head spotted, but Gokushima takes icebergs first. AWP gets active and is rewarded. He's sticking around. So utility being set up. That is going to make it a little bit uncomfortable for Gokushima. He's just going to flood into Cave. Dropping forward supportive utility for his teammate, and it is perfect. Resol swings off the flashbang. Gets himself a double. This one is falling flat on its face, but maybe there's a way back in. Mister getting a kill. Flashbang forward. Gokushima on the close angle with the AWP. He's getting absolutely run on down. Just needs one shot though, and it's baited out. Mister plays that perfectly. Reload. And Resol swings, but can't find the kill. Can Mister? Needed that one. Lucky has a 1 versus 3 on his hands, and he can't even go anywhere else because that bomb is on the site. Smoke fades. So many eyes trained on his position. Finds the first and the second. Result was through the wall. There was almost a world where it would have been the most insane 1v3.
No
but
way.
He can't quite adjust.
Oh my goodness me. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that bullet connects through the wall and it's the second kill. Feels like it's going to be a 1 versus 1 in Cave. The adjustment, the quick snap on towards the player swinging right-hand side of default. But no, Lucky can't quite convert it. And our Espionage take another 30 seconds. Said the buy would not be that great. Yet again, the bomb, it's not planted. It has to be Galil's. It has to be Mac 10's, forZe. They're in the best possible position to force this one to overtime.
The only saving grace to Lucky's kills there is that the AKs aren't there for forZe, save that one that was kept at the end. Yeah, they're discussing how they want to play this one out. And he certainly manifested this one, Brandon.
Yeah. The
full 24 rounds and potential for overtime. In fact, a likelihood for overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, shalfey's already dealt with Mister. Trade on the Mac 10 of all for Iceberg. 4-on-4 mid, this time being given to Espionage. And that is a difference.
Again, this time if they do lean B, it is going to lighten up the defense. As you're alluding to, that they feel that the pressure is now on because they don't have that mid space. However, forZe do look like they want to gain it back. They've brought 2 players over from A to clear through Donut and find out if Espionage is still sticking here. That smoke, well-timed at ramp.
Yeah, and a well-timed push as well. I really like how early this is from forZe because they're just gaining the information immediately. And now you can stick that second player back on B. You can leave Selter just to lurk here and towards middle. In case Espionage go for one of these plays where they apply pressure in towards Cave, they drop their utility, and then try and run through Donut. Instead, it's just going to be a contact play. Look at this flashbang out towards B ramp. Resol has a look. Utility flies, and the Mac 10 tries to get involved, and now the pressure, it's being applied up the ramp. Resol is dealt with, but there's one more here. Has to hold strong, but he's already been spotted out. Spray not quite connecting. A 3-on-2 Espionage. Oh, they might have done it, especially with the Iceberg finding another one.
Somehow they make it work. The information gathered by that flashplay towards ramp, they knew where the remaining players on the B side work. A fantastic little spring onto B at the very end, and overtime denied. It goes the full 24, but it is Espionage that do close it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, fair play from Espionage, because the only variation they made in that very last round was they waited until the players